You are currently watching Amaka, my hot-tempered wife on Just My Stories. Amaka is a very brilliant and beautiful but hot-tempered girl who lives in a small town with her parents and siblings. She is an alpha female and likes to be in charge of everything happening around her. Amaka is quite a beautiful girl but have a very bad character. She likes commanding, controlling, and ordering people around. And if things does not happen according to her wish or the way she wants them to, she will throw tantrums all day. Anyone that comes in contact with Amaka always have an ugly story to tell about her. This her bad character greatly troubles her parents, who have tried everything possible to advise and discipline her, but all to no avail. Her stubbornness is such that she does not listen to anybody, including her parents. Whenever you see Amaka, she is constantly nagging and complaining about one thing or another. Her siblings are not left out from her wrath either. Her rude behavior always brings shame and disgrace to her family, as people often come to complain to her parents about her rude and mannerless behavior. Other parents always advise their children to stay away from her and uses her as an example because they see her as a very bad influence to their children. Amaka will always cry and make promises upon promises to her parents that she will stop her rude behavior and will always plead for them to forgive her. But after some time, she will go back to her old ways. People often say that no man will ever marry her because of her bad character. Despite her bad behavior, Amaka is very intelligent. Fortunately for her, she got admission into the higher institution. Again, trouble started. Amaka will quarrel and fight all her roommates and even her classmates. Her lecturers uncle, they are not left out. Despite all these troubles she surrounds herself with, she excels excellently and passed all her courses. She graduated with a very good grade. After her graduation, luckily for Amaka, she was able to get a very good job in a reputable company. She continued her bad behavior, often quarreling with her neighbors and colleagues. But this time, everybody avoided her at all costs. But Amaka, being Amaka, will always look for trouble herself. One fateful day, Amaka angrily broke her neighbor's head just because she spread her clothes on her rope. Blood started gushing out and she was rushed to the hospital. But Amaka never showed any remorse or care to check on her injured neighbor. This time, things took a different turn as police was called and Amaka was arrested and put in jail. She remained in jail for 1 week, but no one ever cared or looked for her until she pleaded with a police officer to call her parents and they came and bailed her out. But these incidents never changed her. She remained undefiant, but this time she lost her job due to her absence from the office. But despite all this, as luck is always by her side, but this time she was able to get a job in a multi-million-dollar company, much bigger and better than her previous job, with a very huge pay. But this time something beautiful happened. Mr. Andre, the dashing CEO and owner of the company, fell in love with Amaka because of how smart and intelligent she is, and of course, her beauty. As Amaka did her job excellently, and Mr. Andre became highly impressed with her. They dated for a year, and during this period, Amaka pretended and hid her bad character from Mr. Andre, who had no clue about the danger zone he was about to step in. 1 year later, they got married. 2 months into their marriage, shortly after their honeymoon, trouble started. Amaka brought out her full character and started displaying it for Mr. Andre, her husband. She would often bark, shout, and fight her husband for no reason at all. She stopped working and started demanding for huge amounts of money, often from her husband. Staffs who worked in her house were not left out. She beat, slapped, and screamed at them at will. Some of her staffs quit their job. She often employed staffs, and most of them quit at a week or two of working for her. Mr. Andre was heartbroken that the person he loved and married hid her true self from him and betrayed him like this. He was shocked at his wife's sudden change. He was in denial because he never witnessed any of all this good behavior from Amaka changed him. Andre started coming home late and sometimes would not come home at all for some days. Amaka never cared, as she is busy hanging out with her friends, clubbing, partying, and shopping all day. She never cared or looked after her husband. For once, even when he was sick, Amaka still went out to party and never apologized. Cynthia, her housekeeper, who have worked for Mr. Andre long before he got married to Amaka, have stayed in that house and have witnessed Amaka's rage and her nonchalant attitude towards her husband. Cynthia stayed and vowed to take care of Andre. That was when they got close and fell in love. The affair was going on secretly for a while, as Amaka is always busy partying and shopping with her rich friends. She never noticed anything until Cynthia became pregnant. When Amaka noticed that Cynthia is pregnant, Amaka instantly asked Cynthia to leave her house. That was when Andre came out and told her that Cynthia is pregnant with his child and that she is not going anywhere. Amaka was shocked. She became furious, consumed with rage, that she pounced on Cynthia and started beating her. In that moment, Andre descended on Amaka and beat her to a pulp. Police was called and Amaka was arrested. She stayed in jail and signed her divorce papers. Amaka never returned to that house again. With no money to maintain her lifestyle, all her friends deserted her. With no one or nowhere to fall back to, Amaka relocated back to the village, to her parents' house, where she is jobless and spends her days in regret and misery, with people taunting and constantly reminding her about her misdeeds. Even her siblings ignored her. Her parents always blamed and remind her about how she ruined her life by herself. Amaka became remorseful and regretted her past actions, but this time it was too late. The end. Thanks for watching our video. You can support us by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. See you in our next video. Bye.